Hey everyone, it's Anna Runyon, founder and CEO of ClassyCareerGirl.com. And today we are talking about how to create your personal brand for your career growth. And this all comes for this whole entire month. We're doing Facebook Lives and I'm answering your questions on making career transitions and discovering what your dream career is. I'm very excited because today we have Iris's question. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. And she has a question about personal branding. So she says that the majority of the advice that she's seen about branding is for business and or creative work, which I totally agree. I've been seeing the same thing. And she says that's wonderful, but I've found it very difficult to find the applicable points to something more boring and less flashy, such as her field, which is sports economics and analytics, which I love that field. That's amazing. She says, how would you go about building a captivating and dynamic personal brand when your area of expertise is inherently just looking at numbers and your field is mostly male? As someone who loves baking in high heels and a good set of data, I'm wondering how to mix all of these often conflicting aspects and demands into a coherent personal brand that will help me move forward in my career. Great question, right? And Iris, you have no idea how similar our career histories are as well. Because I spent 8 years at a consulting company called Booz Allen Hamilton. And in those 8 years, I was doing a lot of data and analytic work, a lot of financial work, a lot of project management work, and it was very male dominated. So I totally understand where you're coming from. But I will tell you, there was a time while I was working there that I realized this is great. It's a great job. I was getting promoted. I was getting raises. Like, it was a really great job, but I knew it wasn't my future. I knew it wasn't my vision. I knew I couldn't stay there for 30 years and do the exact same thing. So Iris, that's one of the things I would definitely look at. Because for me, I realized it was about halfway through my 8 years at that company that I realized I needed to create my own personal brand for my next level, my next step, my next place that I was going to take my career. And so I really thought long and hard about, okay, in the next 5 to 10 years, where do I want to be? What is my vision? What do I want to do next? This is great. I'm in no rush because I have a great cushy job and I have security and all that stuff and everyone loves me, but what's the next step? And that's what I would kind of push you to start thinking about. Because for me, when I started thinking about my vision, where I wanted to go, what I wanted my career to look like in 5 to 10 years, I realized that I needed to do some things in my own personal brand to make me be able to meet that vision. So I would not be able to get to my 5 to 10 year vision if I just stayed doing what I was doing, learning what I was doing, and I didn't kind of push myself to create my own personal brand, which I did. So halfway through that career, I created my blog. I started putting out content based off where I wanted my career to go, what my vision was going to be. And a few years after that, I was able to use that personal brand, this blog that I had built, in order to get jobs. Like, I added my personal brand to my resume, everything that I had created myself, added it to my resume, and I got jobs. I got job offers. I got opportunities that I really wanted because I had built that personal brand. One of them was I got hired to be a professor of career development and leadership and even journalism at DeVry University. And I taught those things for about 1.5 years at that university. The only reason I got that job, which was like my dream job, the only reason I got it was because I had a personal brand, because the things that they wanted in that position as a professor, I didn't get those things from my day job. I got those things. I learned those things by creating my personal brand in the nights and in the weekends. So it's very, very important to start thinking about branding yourself, Iris. And I love this question because there's a lot of great things we can cover. But what I want to teach you is I want to teach you 3 things that you can do today to help you discover how you should brand yourself for your next level, for your next career move. And so you can move your career forward. So the first thing I want you to think about is, where do you want to be in about 5 to 10 years? Like, where do you see yourself and what skills and experiences do you need to get there? So maybe you need to evaluate your network. Maybe you need to do some information informational interviews? Do you want to stay within your current company, or do you want to transfer to a different company? Maybe you want to be in a different industry. So what does your brand need to be in order to get you there? What skills and experiences do you need to get to that next vision of yourself? Because, and I always think about this, especially lately, this saying right here, what got you here won't get you there. So you, Iris, and a lot of you guys who are listening have probably already experienced a lot of success in your career, but what got you here isn't going to get you there to that next level. So that's really where we want to focus in. Personal branding, whether you're an employer or entrepreneur, it all starts with where you want to be in your vision for where you're headed, and then we can create that brand around it. So spend some time, like 15 minutes, just journaling, thinking about it, creating your vision board of where you want to go. And then step 2, I want you to create your resume of how you want it to look like. So what are those skills that you want to have in 5 to 10 years for that next level? What are those experiences that you want to have? Like, create your dream resume. If you could be anyone and get any job you want, if you wanted to get your dream job, what are those skills and those tasks and those experiences that you need to have on your resume in order to get that job offer? So I would highly recommend creating that resume for yourself, and also creating like your dream job description. And you can get some ideas by looking at job descriptions online, but I want you to focus on what you want first. A lot of times we jump online and start applying to jobs online instead of focusing first on what do we want? Like, what's our vision? What dream job do we want, and what fits us best? So that's what I would spend some time doing, kind of like creating your dream job description for 5 to 10 years down the road. Like, where do you want to be? And then the third thing that I want you to do is I want you to start creating some sort of content online. We are in this digital media age. There's so much stuff, so many opportunities that you can find by creating content online. And you saw by my story how many new opportunities and jobs and dream jobs I was able to get just by starting to create that content online. So it could be a lot of different things you could do online. I mean, you could write a blog, you could post on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, if you're in a professional field, you can create blog posts directly on LinkedIn, and those posts go to all of your connections. You can also provide status updates. You can do little tweets and create your brand on Twitter. Just pick one, but you don't have to go all out here, but find like that social media platform that's going to be your platform. Because that really starts building your reputation, starts building your personal brand, putting out content of what you know. So I started putting out content, answering people's questions like I'm doing right now, and I started blogging about my topic, blogging about the brand I was creating, blogging about the experience and skills that I was learning. I was getting my MBA at the time, so I was blogging about what I was learning in my MBA program, just demonstrating my expertise. And that's how I was getting job offers, is because people would land on my blog. They'd Google me if I had applied to a job. They'd land on my blog, or they would see my blog on my resume. They would go check it out and be like, this girl knows her stuff. She does know, about the things that we need for this job. And I was being compared to other applicants who didn't have these online resumes or these blogs, or they weren't creating their personal brands. So I was the obvious pick because they could see that I knew my stuff. So definitely look, the one place that you also might want to consider is medium.com. That's a great place to start putting your information out there. So definitely check that one out as well, because there's a lot of people writing and viewing on Medium. So you can start to kind of build out your profile on medium.com as well. So mix all of the favorite things you love. Like, I was definitely thinking of you, Iris, for this one, because you said you liked baking and you liked high heels and you liked data. The thing that popped into my head for you is for you to create an Instagram profile and your brand on Instagram with, the things you love to bake, so people can kind of get to know you. Your clothing, your high heels, like what do you love? Like, your high heels, start taking pictures of them, or pictures of heels that you love, and creating your brand that way. And then also communicating your knowledge and expertise on data and analytics and everything that you love, because you're combining a way for people to get to know you a little bit better. but then you're also showing that you have experience and expertise. You can be showing what you're doing. You probably can't show exactly what you're doing in your day job, but you can start posting. Instagram's basically the new blog. When I started, there wasn't Instagram, so I was blogging every day. If I was starting now, I would be posting on Instagram every day with your content below that picture. That's basically your update of you can put a ton of different words in there and characters in there and really show your expertise on a daily basis on Instagram. So to summarize, what I would love you to do is to really think about where you want to be over the next 5 to 10 years. What skills and experiences do you need to get there? Then I want you to create your dream resume. I want you to create your dream job description. And I also want you to start creating content in one place online, demonstrating your knowledge and your experience and really creating your personal brand online. So if you enjoyed this, or if you're looking to make a career transition or figure out what your dream career is, I'd love to invite you to our fall challenge. It's called the Fall in Love with Your Work and Life Challenge, and it starts on August 14th. We're going to go for 3 days, and it's going to be incredible. So if you want to sign up, you can go to www.classycareergirl.com/challenge, and we're going to be talking about a lot of this stuff and really figuring out what is that best career for you for your next step, for your career growth, and creating that personal brand to match it. So I'm excited. I hope to see a lot of you guys at our challenge, and I will see you guys next week. Bye, everyone.